Shebahn's back with us. Hey, Shebahn.
Hello. I think this is going to maybe wind you two up a little bit.
No.
Sorry, keen to get your thoughts. But Marcus Rashford, as you know, made his debut for Aston Villa against Spurs in the FA Cup on Sunday. He went onto social media to post a collection of pictures since joining Villa. Posted on Instagram. Cass, I know you love your Instagram. But former teammate from Manchester United, Jadon Sancho, then got involved in the comments section. So he's actually commented freedom with the praise hands emoji and the prayer hands emoji, and it's been looked at from two angles, none of it really positive towards Sancho. A, was Marcus Rashford and Sancho really that ill-treated by Manchester United? And B, is Sancho tone deaf for this comment? What do you think?
Oh, well, freedom. I mean, it sounds like they're being locked up in Guantanamo Bay, doesn't it? You know, where in actual fact they're being paid a small fortune for playing for one of the, if not the biggest football club in the world, or for not playing at one of the biggest football clubs in the world. I think sometimes, forgive me, but sometimes footballers lose a little touch of a little perspective. They're not quite in touch with reality.
Yeah. He's not held hostage, is he?
No.
The club, you know, he's still a Manchester United player, Marcus Rashford, as Sancho is as well. You know, freedom is like, well, that's a big word to say.
It is, yeah.
You know, it doesn't reflect well on the club. And yeah, they might have had their differences, and Sancho certainly did as well, as Rashford. But I'm not sure I'd want to put if I was a player, I keep putting myself in that position. If I was a player and I was in social media world, and one of my colleagues or an England player, which he was a colleague at Manchester United, would I put that sort of comment up? No.
Why does he want to involve himself?
Yeah, exactly, Jeff. Yeah.
Play your football at Chelsea, perform as well as you possibly can. And I think he's probably been a bit indifferent.
Yeah, he has, and he's looked really, really good, Jeff, and he's had some really poor games.
Yeah. So, but just focus on your football, and don't get involved in.
Well,
things
you look back. Okay, Jeff. We all have difficult times at clubs. I've had difficult times. I say, do you know what? I had a really difficult time. Obviously, Celtic was a really tough one for me. It didn't work out for whatever reasons. It was a lot down to me. Right? Okay, it just doesn't work out sometimes at some clubs for you. Move on and be humble about the club. That they're paying your wages, and I just don't think. I think it's unnecessary to do or make comments like this.
It's something actually that former United player Rio Ferdinand mentioned on Breakfast here on talkSPORT very recently about players finding new form once they leave the pressures of Old Trafford.
The worrying thing, as a club, when you look at it, even supporters, you look at it and you go, these players are going away and they're looking like they're just spreading their wings and breathing again, and they look light. McTominay looks brilliant. Look at Elanga at Nottingham Forest, by the way. I was talking to him the other day. I just can't believe. No. Even Sancho's he looks a different person, not even a player, a different person at Chelsea.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And Garnacho, I think some of the players, that's why I think with Rashford, I think if I'm sitting now and I'm advising him now, just go. Because you need to actually go and look at McTominay should be your person. You go,
correct.
That is what I want to follow, because he looks like he's enjoying his life. He's enjoying football again. Marcus Rashford's face doesn't forget everything else. His face on a football pitch hasn't enjoyed football for probably 3 years. It looks like.
Do you understand his point there? I mean, I guess it's horses for courses. I mean, if he can go away and he can have... McTominay never really spoke ill on social media. The thing is, with Sancho on social media, he's got bad form. You know, Eric Ten Hag making him a scapegoat. But when you go in the comments and you say something like freedom, when he's been paid 300 grand a week and actually has had so much investment from the club to go into him as a player, and not only Rashford, but from Jadon Sancho, they went to Dortmund and paid a huge fee thinking he was the next big thing at Manchester United, and he has the audacity to go and talk about being free as if it was an issue for him to wear the Manchester United shirt. It absolutely winds me right up, and fans. And I jumped on social media this morning to go into the comments section, and sure enough, it's still there. You would have thought after it hit headlines, after 10 seconds of being posted, he'd gone, maybe I got this wrong, but it's not a good look. And considering he's not absolutely lighting things up and tearing up trees at Chelsea, he should have a look at himself.
Spoken from the heart.
Honestly, 300 grand a week. Do me a solid.
You should get together with our Chelsea fan TV host, because you've both got that same passion, you know.
Well, Rio's got some really valid points, you know, but there is a weight of wearing the Man United shirt. And if they don't like it, then you've got a problem, because Rio was in a team that was very successful.
Pressure
so
is a
he'd look at the
privilege.
characters around him, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
In the dressing room.
And, look, I can't think of people off the top of my head, but it's easy to pick out 2 or 3 players who've gone elsewhere and flourished.
Yeah.
But for every 2 or 3 players who go elsewhere and flourish, there are 2 or 3 other players who go elsewhere and fade away.
Okay, you could add in, Hudson-Odoi's flourished at Forest since leaving Chelsea.
Yeah.
Okay, this happens sometimes.
Like you say,
Whatever
it doesn't work out sometimes,
the environment you're in, it may be not for you, and you're not playing your best football.
Exactly.
But stay off social media. Come on.
Is that advice to us, or? Because I think I should,
Me too.
The only time to go on social media is when you've had a few drinks. Take my advice. Then you don't care what you say. Thanks, Shebahn.
Thanks.
Coming up, just how ugly could it get for Manchester City against Real Madrid tonight? Live on talkSPORT. We'll discuss that next.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.